Hey, how are y'all? Oh my God. So, I've been gone for a minute. Now I'm back with the jump off. My name is Diamond Styles. I go live every Friday at 7 p.m. I'm late today, but I had a busy day. Mm. Hey, Brittany, how are you doing? Hey, CL. So, it's so much that we haven't talked about. I know I'm late, so we just kind of gonna go with the flow this week. Um, because I've been gone, I've been doing some personal stuff. If you listen to Marsha's Plate, my podcast, you know that I did something major. I did something major. So I got a gastric sleeve. And I kept it secret from everybody until now. Hey, you know. So last week I got the gastric sleeve surgery. And yeah, I was going through surgery and healing and recovering and doing all of that stuff. So that is where I have been. Of course, as time go on, I'm going to give out updates and stuff like that. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. But that is what I have been. Why I haven't been really going live because I've been traveling with work, and then I kind of just put it in smack dab. Right, I had a work trip, and then instead of me coming home, I went right. I scheduled it to where it was right into my surgery. And so I've been kind of just all over the place and trying to stay and not talk about it. So only person I told was my because your friends. Um, but even my friends, I waited till last minute to tell them because I didn't want to have any at the prior to it happening. I didn't want to have any conversations about it. I just wanted to do it and get it over with, and then we can talk. I just didn't want to have, if you're a big girl, those kind of conversations that you're gonna have when you converse with people about surgeries. It really any big surgery I've ever had. It's always like when you go get FFS and people are asking you, "Oh, you're beautiful now. You don't need to get surgery. You don't need that." Those kind of conversations, and you like, girl. So usually when I make big surgery decisions, um, I don't really talk about it. I just put my deposit down, set my appointment, and just be quiet. And just be quiet and then go do it and then I'll talk about it afterwards. I'm more of that person because I don't really want to talk about it. This is my body. I am a grown person. I know the risk of surgery. I know the risk of everything. I've been getting surgery, black market, and what's the opposite of black? I don't want it to say white market. That's so late. Um, and what is it? Whatever opposite of black market. I've been doing what I do for a very very long time, um, and so I know the risk that goes with it. I know the risk. I know when I am taking a risk, and I have my things prepared. I have life insurance. I have I have my things in order. So, honey, if I take a risk, it is because I'm taking a risk because I want to take a risk. And this is my life. This is my body. This is what I do. And yeah, my life, my things are in order. And so I contacted, my brother right when I was already on the gurney and was like, "Hey, yo, I'm going into surgery in about an hour. I love you. I made sure that I talked to the people, my friends. I didn't tell them the tea, but hey girl, I love you. You my bitch. So honey, if anything go down, their last messages from me is good and positive. so yeah. So that's how I kind of how I do it. And so yeah, and so it was an amazing experience. It was quite comfortable. I'll probably talk about who I went to after um once everything I'm only a week out, y'all. So I'm trying to heal, recover, and see how it goes. And once everything is good, and I done had a fully positive experience, because there's sometimes you go to people and during the surgery they're good, and then you have some complications and it get bad. No, I want to go through the whole experience and then talk about it to make sure I am giving a full, you know, full review on what I like, what I don't like. But currently, this is the easiest surgery I have ever done in my life. Out of everything, the hardest one was FFS. The this is the easiest one. This is easier than silicone. this was this is easier than silicone. This was like this is easy, like quick and easy, baby. Went to sleep with the anesthesia. Went to sleep, woke up, and I was like, oh, what else we got left? They said, baby, you done. Honey, and it wasn't even no like hours and hours in on the table. I mean, it was like done in 45 minutes. It was quick and easy. And the normalcy of my body as far as like coming back. Yeah, I heard breast implants are painful. I didn't get implants. I got, seal and hormones. um, but I heard implants was fucking painful and chest heavy in regards to feeling heavy and all that kind of stuff. Ooh, I don't want that. But as far as the process, even the normalcy um, of my body now, a week later, is just so normal. Like I don't feel. I've been out. I went to the mall. I'm tipping around. I had to go. I had bought some glasses while I was in California before my trip. Before not before my trip, before my surgery, and they weren't the glasses. Have y'all seen? I love talking about shopping shit. Have y'all seen? Louis Vuitton got these golden mask shield glasses. They are so fire. And if you go on their website, they have these. It's basically this like mask shield and has the um, LV star. The monogram right here across the front. So I had bought some. They weren't. There were some that are silver. They're like still the part the mask is reflection of gold. That's the ones that I wanted, and that's the ones I thought I was getting. But I got these ones that are like dark, and they're not the ones I wanted, so I had to take them back. So I went there, and I'm walking around the mall and just doing like my normal motherfucking shit, and it just feels normal. It just feels really, really normal. And it doesn't feel like, oh, you just had surgery last week. What does feel abnormal is, baby, with this sleeve, you are full like that. Baby, you snack and drink something, baby, you're done. It definitely feels like you just don't have no room in your stomach. You know how you can you know how like just a normal meal. You sit down, you got your sides, you got your I don't know how y'all plates be, but my plates be I have my regular sides. My usually a plate consists of 2 or 3 sides. So macaroni and cheese, greens, let's say some chicken. You get them. And chicken, I'm usually gonna have like 3 pieces of chicken. Like say I have 3 wings. I do or I'm a wing and a breast kind of person, so it's either going to be a full breast or 3 wings. That's why I'm going to usually, if I'm cooking chicken, that's what I'm usually going to pick up. So 3 wings, and a full breast. Sides is going to be probably the size of my palm. you know, greens. I hate um, um, some greens, some macaroni and cheese. It's probably gonna be like two sides that I'm really fucking with. If it's Thanksgiving, I might get a third. Like, you might get some yams or something. You know what I'm saying? That's usually an average plate for me. And now on the side, you got your drink, like your can of juice or your can of pop or, your sweet tea. And usually that meal just right there is gonna get you full up. And you're not gonna be hungry, but maybe, ooh, you might go get some seconds, a little bit of something of this, maybe. But an average meal is gonna have that. You is not eating that meal in one sitting. You is not eating that whole meal. You barely gonna eat half of it. So it is very restrictive to your stomach. You are you just feel like I'm gonna eat half of that. I can't eat that now because you can only be on liquids at first. But as far as the size of your stomach, you're probably gonna eat a couple of bites of that chicken, couple of bites of them two sides, and you some drink, and it can be carbonated, and you're gonna feel full, like you. Oh my God, I'm stuffed. You're gonna feel stuffed, and that's how it feels. Um, That's the only physical difference that I can tell. It feels like you're just immediately full. I guess immediate portion control. That's what it is. You can't like see this little drink right here. I could not just be like and just guzzle it down like I normally could. Like if this, I don't really drink carbonated drinks, but say that this was like an apple juice. I could like the Martell apple juice. I could take the Martell apple juice and be like, I'm thirsty. Mwah. And the whole drink could be gone. But this, no, you gotta sip. You gotta be like, first of all, if you try to do that constant drinking, it's gonna feel like, how when you drink something, it's just kind of going down your throat. You can't do that no more. Well, for me, um, it is very. I don't know. It just feels. Let me see. Me and my homegirl was talking about this, and me and Brianna, we were talking about Brianna McCrae. We were talking about it. You know how sometimes it don't happen with everything for me. It usually happens with rice, but not everything. But it happens with rice. Sometimes when I eat rice, if I'm eating rice too fast or in too big of gulps, it'll go down my throat and it'll make my eyes water. It'll make my mouth water. It'll make me feel like it is not enough space in my throat for it to go down, but it's going down. Does that make sense to y'all? I don't know if I'm the only one like this, but it usually happens when I'm trying to think of other things. It's usually only rice. Um, my homegirl said it happens with her. I can't remember what she said it was, what Brianna said, but I can't remember. But for me, it's usually rice. If I'm eating rice, sometimes it just feels like it is slowly, like it's turning my motherfucking throat into a Chinese finger trap, and it just is kind of going down really slow. And I gotta be like, ooh, let me give me something to drink to make it go down faster or whatever. It's just going down really slow. Like it's just kind of, I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Yeah, that's what she said. She said it's potatoes. Yeah, that's what Brianna said. She said it was potatoes for her. But yeah, it's not really potatoes for me. It's really it's rice. It's not it's choking you, but not really. Yes, it's choking, but not really. So you like, oh my God. So you kind of sometimes it makes my eyes water. It makes my mouth like really something. Yes, I love a good fried rice. Same. And so you sitting there smashing it. It's like, ooh, but then it'll be like, ooh, hold on, I got to stop because it's fucking with my throat. That's what it feels like when you try to guzzle a drink now. So if I try to guzzle Like just, oh my God, I'm thirsty. Mm-mm. Your body will be like, bitch, you need to slow down. You playing too much. So you have to sip, not sip, but you have to everything you eat, you just got to pay attention to. You got it's slower, um, because it'll feel like that you'll have that feeling as it's going down. It just make you very, very conscious. It happens to me when I eat fries. Yeah, Brianna said it's fried potatoes for her too. But it's can't think of potatoes. Nah, not potatoes for me, but rice, fried rice usually. Yeah. So let me think of what other physical difference is it. I have scars, but very, very light. They just healing. Let me make sure. This is this is how small they are. So that's one, and that's one. So a little bitty scars. I have another one right here. It's a really little. There we go. So it's like four scars. It's kind of like doo, 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 doo. And that's the only thing that kind of hurt it after the surgery because they were stitched up. But now they're kind of just feel like regular scars. Um, I've lost about that butterfly used to be so small. It did. Now it just stretched out to be, honey, a, a moth. A moth, baby. Yes. So, if I had some underwear, I would stand up to show my stomach, but I ain't got no underwear on, so I don't want to be X-rated. But it is very, yes, it is very. I'm trying to think of the physical difference. So I've only lost 10 pounds in this past week. Um, in this past week, and my 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 extremities, like your feet. Yeah, in the past, because my weight when I went to get the surgery, and they weigh you as soon as you get surgery. My weight was 130, 135. I mean, one nothing, 335, and so now I'm at I woke up this morning and measured myself, and I was at three. Why am I saying these numbers? Started at 335. Woke up and measured myself today, and I'm at 324. So 10, 11 pounds. Um, the average is like 100 in the first year. Yeah. Um, so my extremities. So usually I am. I just feel plump all the time. But prior to the surgery, I just feel super plump all the time. Like my fingers have dents in them, and it's that you still see them, like these little dents, and everything is just juicy and plump all around my fingers and all around my hands. That's fish to me, so it don't be. I wasn't really tripping about that. So everything just felt plump and soft. So it was no complaints about that shit. My feet, my little toes felt plump and soft when I had my little sandals on. It just was plump and soft. But now, after surgery, since surgery, I don't have that plumpness. I don't have that plumpness in my feet. I don't have that plumpness in my even my hands are a little less plump. They not, you know, laid, but they're just not as plump as they normally are. And I'm noticing it. Even like my forearms, my calves, like when I look at my extremities, my hands, my calves, my forearms, they just look. Y'all can't tell them they look normal now, but but for me, because I know my body and what my body looks like on a day to day basis, I am seeing a difference in my extremities, feet, calves, forearms, da, da, da. So It just feels they don't feel plump like they normally do. Um, what else? What else? I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, that's all really as far as difference in feeling. Um, I don't know if it's just because it's Texas, but it feels like my body temperature is hot as hell. Like it feels like my body. But I done lived in Texas for so long, so that's why I don't feel like it's just Texas. But my body feels hot, like very hot, and um, not just because it's summertime, like unusually hot. I'm used to hey, I'm used to being hot in, Texas heat. That's we know, July, August is fucking 100 degrees. That's pretty normal. Right. So that's that's something that's not unusual for us. Um, but my body feels like it's hot. Like I almost want to have some trade to tell him, let me know if it feel hot to him. Because it feels like unusually hot everywhere. Not like you sweating, but just my whole feeling of my body feels like it's hot. I don't know if that's something, but it feels right. Even and I have air, so it's cool in my house, but it just feels my body temperature is hot to touch, hot to I don't know. It's hard to explain. Hot, hot. Think of what else. Yeah, those really the only differences. I could feel quite normal. Oh, um, so feelings of hunger. So because they are taking almost 70% of your stomach away, your stomach is what releases the hunger hormone. The is it ghrelin, something that starts with a G. Look it up. The hunger hormone that starts with a G. Um, because the receptors in your stomach is what releases that hormone to tell you when your stomach is empty. That's the hormone. That's what the signal releases. The signal to say, "Hey, your stomach is empty, girl. You might need some energy. You might need to eat. You might need some snacks. You might need something, baby. Since you running around here tipping around, you might need to eat. Hey, girl, what's your tea? Hey, get us some vittles in here. You empty? What's up?" So those things, those receptors, because they're taking away 70% of your damn stomach, you don't have as many as those receptors, so you don't feel hungry. So when I wake up in the morning, bitch, I would be starving. I would be like, ooh, I need a video, bitch. I need something to eat before I get my day started. So let me go get me, breakfast and make me pancakes, eggs, bacon, let me wear that out. And then I'm hungry again. Like say I go to eat breakfast at 10, between 9 and 8, 9, 10 in the morning. I'm gonna be hungry again at around 2 or 3. I'm gonna feel like, oh, um, I need a burger. I need some fries or something by 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock. I'm gonna feel like something. And then by 7, 8, 9, I want to eat again. If I'm up, if I'm not sleeping. Um, so But after surgery, because they're taking half of your stomach out, more than half, you don't have that feeling of, oh, I'm hungry. You kind of just going. And you're getting full immediately. So you don't have this vibe of, oh my God, I'm starving, which is prior to me getting, I thought that I was gonna have the same I'm hungry feeling, but with a smaller stomach, thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna be feeling hungry. But it's not that. You just don't feel hungry. We're talking about sleep, not the bypass. I'm talking about the sleeve. I don't know nothing about a bypass. But yes, it is. But yeah, it puts a muzzle on feeling like you just hungry or snacking. I don't just be snacking like I used to, or feel like, ooh, I want some chips. Ooh, I want some crackers. Ooh, I want this. Ooh, I want some ice cream. Ooh, your body just nicely saying, ooh, you want these things. Ooh, go to the corner store, get some chips. Ooh, go to the corner store, get some ice cream. No, that's kind of what it hasn't been any kind of that. Like I can just chill and I don't be hungry. But okay, that's about it as far as the surge, as far as the feeling. What else? What else? Same with me. Fries. Just a couple of hours ago, I was eating some delicious fries over at the grill in Houston, but I gotta eat smallish bites. All right, Elizabeth, work. Yeah, it's just you just gotta eat small. I have been craving. I haven't been like I said, I've been only eating liquids. But I have been craving a burger. And I think, I remember when my mom was pregnant and my mom was like, not with me, of course not with me, but with my little brother. My mother was craving burgers, and it was one of the reasons why she was craving burgers is during her pregnancy was really low in her iron, and so she was craving burgers. So what I did is because my body felt like I was craving burgers, I went and got some iron supplements, and I stopped craving burgers. So, have you craved any mangoes? No, I haven't craved any mangoes. That's really specific. No, I haven't been craving any fruit. I've been craving fucking burgers. But like I said, I went and got some supplements and and it had been and it stopped those cravings. But also you can a part of what you can eat now is like um broth. So like if you know, you got like bone broth, like chicken broth, bone broth, beef broth, any kind of like those kind of broths. And I went to Whole Foods and got a couple of cartons of broth. So if I feel, I've been sipping on them, sipping on different kind of smoothies, different kind of probiotics smoothies, um, low sugar ones, high protein, high protein kind of shakes type of things because you want to keep your protein high because you want to your protein keeps your muscles and your muscles burn more fat than fat. Then your muscles when you're at rest, if you have muscles. And prior to this, I did start going to the gym, so I'm a little bit more stronger and have a little bit more muscles than I did before. And so it keeping your protein high as you lose weight keeps your muscle. So yeah. Do you juice? I do not juice. I just go to Whole Foods and buy juices. That's what I've been. It's only been a week out, so I don't have no set routine. I'm still figuring it out. But I didn't do any kind of. I didn't buy any kind of juicer, but I have a. I bought juices from Whole Foods. Um, but I think my routine for now, once I start next Monday, it will be 2 weeks out, and that'll be. They give you a whole 4-week plan basically. And so it'll be 2 weeks out, and I'll get to introduce more food, like not regular food, but like blended food, soft food, like baby food and stuff like that. All right. So what did I miss? We've been talking for 30 minutes about Surge. That's where I've been at. That's what I did. And I will give y'all updates as I go. Um, yeah, that's what that is. So all right, what y'all wanted me to talk about? What did y'all want to hear my opinion on? That's been happening. Have I talked about if you follow me on TikTok, y'all know I have been putting my opinion on TikTok. So y'all can follow me on TikTok. Diamond Styles. I'm Diamond Styles everywhere. DIAMONDSTYLZ. So usually I can do something quick on TikTok and just upload it, and it's cool. So I have been talking about the just hilarious thing, but if y'all haven't heard those things, what would y'all like me to talk about? Um, if you follow my podcast, we talked about Lizzo. We talked about the Montgomery thing on the podcast. We talked about trans man stuff. Alrighty. So the Montgomery, I just thought the Montgomery stuff was so joyful. I feel like, I mean, I'm somebody that comes from, I'm somebody that comes from the hood, girl. So I've been in brawls. I don't come from a place where we don't let unmelanated people get away with stuff. We don't let unmelanated people just say what they want to us. Um, we don't yeah, where I'm from, unmelanated people watch their mouth. So, you know, it's just what it is. I don't know. I know I've never really lived in non-conservative places. Um, I grew up in Indiana, Boston, and anybody who lived in that area of the East Coast. That's basically the south of the East Coast, Massachusetts. People like to act like it's Virginia or that makes a Dixon line area. No, when you get the bold races, you gonna get them Massachusetts motherfuckers. That's why they was doing that bus stuff and being super racist in Massachusetts, in Boston, about that bus stuff. Anyway, and Mississippi, Texas. So I've always lived in conservative red places. um, I just so I lived in, but I've lived in city areas of those places. So in Indiana, white people don't be getting real jazzy with you. Now, if you go to the South Side, you might find some that get you cute or something. But Southeast maybe, but Southwest. I mean, further past Harding in Indianapolis, you might get some down there. But white people on the east side, white people, where I grew up at, they watch their mouth. So we don't. I just you just don't have white people just kind of bucking up and trying to fight you where I'm from. That's just what. That's just. I didn't experience that type of bold racist white people until I moved to Mississippi. In Mississippi, they will play games with you, and you have to. you had to fight their ass. So that's the first time that I had that I experienced the type of white people that will buck up and do something. These Karens that people experience, I just never get them. And it might be because of my size as a woman. Um, White women just don't come up in it's just something that just doesn't normally happen. I'm trying to even remember when it has happened. Um, Trying to think. I just don't. They just don't come up and be trying me like that, and coming to check and see if are you supposed to be here? Do you stay here? Do you do? It's very rare that we have. I have a moment like that. Now, sometimes, like if we are in a restaurant, sometimes like if we're in a restaurant and we are black girls and we laughing or being too loud for their taste. I think I've had in the past white women come up and tell us to keep it down or something like that. Even that is real rare. So just having a moment where white people is just feeling buck, that's really rare for me. So in to see it in, I just heard something that was weird in my bathroom. So to see it in Montgomery and see other black folks come in and say, this ain't about to go down was joyous for me. I was like, oh yes, this is what I want to see. I want to see a brawl. And usually my favorite kind of my favorite kind of fights are brawls. Like just a whole a bunch of people fighting. It's my favorite fight, kind of brawly type of situation to participate and be in. I remember in high school, there was these dudes that was kind of rivals. One was named Moonhead, and he was from my part of town. Um, the areas of Indianapolis that I'm associated with, as far as like what's my hoods, is going to be um, 42nd and Post, Brightwood, um, anywhere that's like Kenwood, 34th and Kenwood, those kind of 30th Street motherfuckers. Those are going to be my area, my areas. And so Moonhead was kind of like 42nd Street type of dude. So while he wasn't somebody that because he was a hood nigga, he wasn't somebody that like we was cool. 42nd to Lafayette Road. Um, we was cool, but our only affiliation is that we were from the Foldeuce area. So there was an automatic, I fuck with him because he from Foldeuce. You get what I'm saying? So Kevin, his rival person, Kevin Miller. He was more. Both of these people are dead, by the way, because they was hood niggas. Um, Kevin was more of I don't know if he was like a Hallville nigga. I don't know where or a golfer, like a 42nd and golfer. I don't know where that nigga was from. I don't know. I know I didn't like him, so I don't know where he was from. But they got into it in the cafeteria one time. But what they didn't understand is because they had all these different affiliation and alliances, people didn't understand and both of them were fine, attractive boys. So they had different girls that they was hooking up with that had brothers that was cool with them, but there was a bunch of Venn diagram of people connected. So when they started fighting and the fight busted out, nobody knew who was aligned with who. So you would get this person jumping in, this person jumping in, and it led all the way to one of my trades jumping in, then the trade trying to fight him, and me coming in trying to fight. It was just the biggest brawl that I have ever experienced while I was in high school. But it was a fire ass fight because it was like the brawl that you didn't know who was connected to who. And it just turned into the biggest brawl that I had ever seen. And so that's what the Montgomery thing reminded me of, and it was dope. The swimmer, the chair basher brings me to tears of joy when I watch the clip over and over. I love the chair. I love the swimmer. The swimmer made me think of how, child, I would have been so tired after that swim. I would have been so tired that I either wouldn't have wanted to fight or I would have been so angry that I had to swim across this thing and get wet that I'm fighting somebody. Somebody's getting these hands. It would be one of those two because that's, and it wasn't necessarily the swim. The swim probably would have been easy. It's the pulling the body up out of the waters that would have got me tired. Were you in love with the Trey you jumped in for? Yes, he is Eric from the Love Beneath videos. It was Eric. Um, the brawl. I love the dudes running up, pulling their pants up with their shirts off, bashing the dudes on the boat. I love that part. Um, it just was so much. It was so much tea. It was so much tea. I love Black Twitter and just the response, the memes, the response. Anytime something like this that's bringing community joy, I love that. It makes me laugh. It makes me, um, I love it. That's my favorite part of the internet. I don't understand how people don't get into the internet like that because they're missing out on so much joy. It was just so much. I don't understand how people don't get into it because you miss out on so. Do you know how many times I've run across a meme or run across a video and it has given me a bust out belly laugh? Like that shit feels so good. All the black women bashing the white women so the trade wouldn't have to. Yes, yes, yes. It's just so many. I just don't understand why people wouldn't want to experience this. And it's all kinds of stuff. There's have been so many things that the internet is the GOAT with making funny. It just it's so funny. I went to Lamar High School in Houston, and my favorite fight story there was this dude that jumped and propelled himself off the corner of the wall, like Parker style, and slapped his opponent's face. Wow, that is funny. That would have been hilarious. um, what else? What else? What else was that? I think was my favorite part. I think the favorite part was the chair. The chair was funny to me. The chair was just hilarious because as a big girl, if you're a big girl, you know that chairs like that are not sturdy. You gotta be like, oh baby, this is this weak ass motherfucking chair. I need something a little bit more sturdy so I can sit my big ass on. Especially like if you go to the folding chairs like that, especially if you go to like a cookout or you go to somebody's house, you can't just sit on there because you're gonna be the laughing stock is that if that fucking chair break and you fall all back and like them plastic ones, them folding chairs like that, not the metal ones. The metal ones used to be sturdy, but the ones like that that got the plastic back. So I know them motherfuckers is fucking flimsy as hell. So everybody's like, oh my god, he's hitting her with that chair, girl. That chair ain't hitting on nothing. Them is honey, it's very WWF. Them chairs is not doing no damage like that. She will be okay. She will be all right because I know how flimsy the motherfucking chairs is. So I was like, oh girl, they ain't doing enough to wear. Now if it was one of the metal ones, then I'll be like, it could do a little damage. But them motherfucking white one with the plastic bags and the no child. Mm-mm. Why did he hit the white lady anyway? Wasn't she trying to break the fight up? Child, I don't know what she was trying to do, but the battle was happening, and I don't know if she was trying to pull people off. Another element about a fight that I hate: don't hold me. Don't hold me. I literally got a scar right here on my motherfucking mouth because somebody was holding me down while and a nigga came up and got a sneak hit on me. I don't like that. I don't like anybody holding me. I don't like me don't touch me. My friends, I don't touch them. They don't touch me. There ain't nobody holding nobody. And you get off my friend if you trying to hold them back. Cause now me and you gonna bash. Don't hold nobody. Cause I don't want nobody getting no free licks. Cause then I'm gonna be mad. Whether it's me or my friends fighting, if they gonna fight one on one, let them fight one on one. If it's not one on one, then come on, let's all of us go. But don't hold nobody back. Don't hold, don't touch, don't put your body because I feel like, especially if you ain't holding the other person, don't hold me. Don't be in my way. I don't want nobody come and sneak and get any kind of licks. No, I don't like that. Hmm. Right. Everybody in it gets popped. It feels like you the enemy. And I'm somebody, I feel like ain't no rules in love and war. So even though I'm telling you a rule, it's just, girl, ain't no rules. So if you feel like you want to hold and pop, or you want to hold, or I don't know what you want to do, that's on you. But the consequences is, if I feel like you holding me, I'm bashing you. Don't hold me. Don't hold me or my friend. Back up. Don't touch her. Don't touch him. Get out of his face. You don't need to hold him. Hold your friend. Or even if it's not their friend, don't hold nobody. You can say what you got to say. Oh, no, don't fight, y'all. Whatever you want to say. You ain't got to hold nobody. Back up. I'm that type of person. I understand those white beasts were hitting the poor African American man, getting the aspie, but I feel it was wrong to hit that lady, like, especially if she was just trying to break it up. If you're trying to break it up, you're putting yourself in harm's way. I don't feel sorry for nobody. In the middle of a fight, in the middle of your homies trying to jump him at first, because if they weren't the type of black people that come and help, he would have been the one getting jumped by all the white dudes, and you weren't breaking that up. But now all of a sudden, when he gets some help, you want to break it up. Girl, get out of here. Go sit down, Carol Ann. I just feel like people, it's a brawl, honey. It's a brawl. All right. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else we do? So, all right, that's Montgomery. Tasha K, girl. What about Tasha K? I mean, T.S. Madison, Tasha K, all that kind of stuff. So, all right. So, just hilarious thing. Let me see some points that I need to make on those things. So, what's her name? Blessing Rose. I feel like Blessing Rose says some crazy stuff sometimes. I don't think what she said that they was responding to was that crazy. I think she was just trying to be inclusive to trans men. And the clip that they used made it seem like she just was, you don't own periods. Like it was just her saying that. So just that little clip could make you feel like, could trigger any transphobic people. But if you listen to the whole video, she was talking about including trans men and trans and non binary people. And so it really wasn't that bad, but because people want to be transphobic, um, you know, just hilarious. Women like her and women like, Claudia Jordan, women like, just those women who always got to add their little 2 cents to the trans story. When they hear something like this, ooh, it's not just. Now let me say this: it's not just cis women. It's the punks too. Let's keep it real. Anytime that a trans woman say something that they can jump on to be, oh, here they go. Anytime that their transphobia can just come out and they're like, oh, see, now we can read them. They be on it. Um, they be on it too. So, them Samson McCormicks, them butch queens that love to jump in and y'all are not women, y'all are not real women. Da, 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 da. Soon as instead of trying to understand the situation, they want to jump in and add their 2 cents. They do. That's just what they are. Um, so I think Jess responded to that because they're quick to respond to it instead of listening. And so what happens is this stupid person is responding to this stupid person, and it's this cloud of stupidity that kind of goes and blows up. And the people who actually do the work, who actually has the range, we are frustrated because now we gotta explain these 101 conversations in the midst of people throwing turds at us, throwing shit and being negative and calling us men and all this negative stuff that comes with this kind of BS. Um, a pick me butch queen, yes. Um, so I it's something that gets me frustrated. Um, Also, I've said this many a times, and y'all have heard this before. Um, in my lived experience, women who I would even remotely want to be usually aren't women that's claiming that I want to be them. I've said this many times. Usually, if you're the type of woman that comes out of your mouth and you're saying, "Oh, you want to be me," more than likely you are not what I want to be. Now, if somebody who is beautiful, smart, they got money, they got the perfect guy, they out here looking like a bad bitch, they out here looking like something. Usually those women don't really be paying attention to us enough to get threatened to say anything. Um, but it's usually the girls who I'm like, you right, you don't even want to be you. For real. You bleaching, you doing everything to not look like a black woman. you are you 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 getting clocked, especially just hilarious. You are literally getting clocked. Like people think you a man. Like who wants to what as far as a trans woman? Who wants to be that? So those women always feels weird when they say it because I'm like, ma'am, I understand I understand you mad, but baby, we don't. I don't know. I just can't imagine somebody taking just hilarious pictures and taking it to their FFS doctor saying, "Ooh, I want you to make me look like this." Her with the manly hairline, her with that looks like this that people think is a dude. This is what I want to look like. This is what I want to. I just can't imagine people doing that. um, well, no. It don't matter about big nose because I know some big nose women. So we don't. That's another element, y'all. We gotta watch what we say because when we talk about these women, sometimes our colorist ideas come out. Sometimes our anti-black ideas come out. It's kind of like when we talking about um like Lizzo. When we talk about Lizzo, you can talk about a fat girl negatively without talking about her without the fat phobia coming out. Do you see what I'm saying? We got to be careful in how we say things. You don't have to be, but just think about it because we know that her wide nose is something that we only would say because that's an anti-black thing. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's me. I'm just sensitive about how a lot of times people will say things, and I'm like, you gotta be careful when you get into that spot when you're talking about how wide a person's nose is, how big their lips is, because then you're aligning with that Eurocentric idea of beauty. I know some girls with some wide noses that are pretty as hell to me. So it's not their wide nose that makes them ugly. It's just the whole concept of their face just seems ugly. And Just Hilarious is one of those people that the whole concept of her face just is not attractive to me. It's not because it's wide, because I know some girls with wide noses that looks beautiful. It's because all of your stuff that you got going on together just does not look beautiful to me. It's not because you're dark. It's not because you got a wide nose. Not because you got big lips. Because I know some dark skinned women that eat every damn day, eat every day, and will eat light skinned bitches up that got mugged for days. That motherfucker, it's so many, but Mississippi from um, what's Mississippi from P Valley. I think that's one of the most gorgeous women in the world. Um, and I'm somebody who appreciate dark skinned women's beauty because I grew up with nothing but bad bitches who were dark skinned women. My sister, my some of older trans girls that were older than me, Stacia Renee Onassis, Zori, Zanelle, Strabella, be a goddess. I come up with beautiful dark skinned girls, so I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I have plenty of examples of beautiful bitches. So I know what a beautiful dark skinned girl look like. I know what a beautiful girl with African features look like, what's that beautiful, and you just don't have it. You just don't have it, baby. And you just don't have it. She is just one of them people I just don't. I look at her and I'm like, no. And Tasha K, and that's why only thing you have to throw in a trans person's face is, I can have a period, I can have a baby. That's okay. It is okay. First of all, I don't know no trans woman that wants a period. I do know a couple of trans women that are like, oh, I wish I could have a baby, da 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 da, da with my man, blah blah blah. Yeah, I know a few of that, but periods, baby, nobody wants that. No, you don't even want that. Nobody wants that. Um, but it's just very rare that I meet a bad bitch. Like if you see a Lori Harvey, like a Lori Harvey, like I feel like Lori Harvey is a bad bitch. You don't never see bad bitches like a Lori Harvey talking about trans women, cause we ain't in their radar. I'm a goddess, bitch. What the fuck I'm worrying about a trans woman for? Like it's certain levels of cis women that is like, why would there's no way I'm feeling threatened about this. I am what the niggas want. Why am I worried about this? I don't care. I don't know. Am I tripping? I just don't see bad bitches engaging in this level of conversation. I just don't see them doing it. The ones that I think that are like top tier, Drea Michelle, Coco Jones, who I'm looking at them like these is bad bitches. These is like women who just look amazing to me. What's this thing? Um, Normani. Like these are just these beautiful women. I don't see them engaging in these conversations. They might have some opinions, but I just say like, girl, they're paying it. I don't know. Maybe it's me. But I guess unless they got like a platform that they need to be spicy on, like like a Claudia Jordan. I think Claudia Jordan is a beautiful woman, but she also is a host of a show. We didn't hear about Jordan's opinion until Fox Soul. Do you see what I'm saying? We didn't hear her opinion on trans people. We didn't hear her opinion on trans people until now. She got a show that she needs to be spicy on. You see what I'm saying? So maybe in that regards, you got Like recently, I seen Melissa Ford. I think they were trying to bait Melissa Ford into one of these weird ass transphobic conversations. Um, Claudia Jordan say something negative. She says some spicy stuff. She says some real weird, spicy stuff. I can't think of anything right now, but I've heard some things in the past about trans women that that was just like Just Hilarious. That was in the vein of what Just Hilarious said. Um, but yeah, I just don't. Funky Dineva egging her on. Yeah, just the typical butch queen, transphobic butch queen. Claudia gets upset because she's been called trans on multiple occasions. I can't stand that Neva. Um, child, I don't know. I unfollowed Dineva because there is a anti-black. No, is it anti-black? No, there's a class thing about Dineva that I don't like. There's a class um, when he engages with black women and his judgment of black women, there's a class thing that I can't put my finger on, but there's a class thing. He always is battling black women when it's about some class stuff. Like he's one of those don't wear bonnet in public kind of niggas. Like he has a certain there's a class thing about him. Yeah, stereotypes black women. Yeah, there's a class thing. I can see him aligning with Monique about the bonnet situation. I can see, um, City Girls and the Sexy Reds of the world being like, mm-mm. I can see him being one of those people. There's something like that about Jason Lee as well. There's a there's something about gay men especially the ones who fetish masculinity, who fetish gender norms with men and women, when they fetish gender norms, that they align with a certain level of class as well. Their ideas aligns with classes ideals. Um, and you can hear it in how they respond to certain things. Like we know what that looks like because they're going to align with that kind of usher mother, usher board, usher church, usher board lady type of ideals. You'll see them kind of match each other's ideals and how a woman should act and how a man should act, despite being queer. Yes, yeah, they have that kind of stuff, and they try their best to act like they're an ally to us, but there's certain type of trans girls that these type of boys like, these type of gay boys like. They're going to be the type of gay boys that say, "Oh, I like this trans woman because she keeps it real. She knows she's not a real woman." They like the type of trans girls who don't adhere to the "I'm a woman, nigga. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." But the type of trans girls that straddle that line of pandering for cis women. I know you're a real woman and I'm a or something else. There's some trans women that don't play that kind of game. I'm one of them. I don't you ain't never gonna make me feel like I'm some souped up faggot and you a real woman. No. That the Flame Monroe types. It's a couple of other ones that are y'all faves too. I don't need to name them, but it's a bunch of girls that are kind of, cater to the cisgender girls in a way. I don't. I love cisgender women. My friends, some of my closest friends are. I love saying that. But I also don't underplay my womanhood just because you a cis woman. No, I'm a woman too, bitch. I'm just a trans woman. There's no kind of um I don't know. I don't play that game. It's certain it's that kind of that you're the real woman. You're the I'm not trying to mimic you bitches either. That's another other element too. There's something of I don't think y'all the blueprint. Not to my womanhood. Like there's something there's this language of how can I mimic the blueprint? I don't think y'all the blueprint. I just don't. I don't think that there is a blueprint. There is how a womanhood. Now, there is a femaleness that I don't align with. I don't consider myself a female. But when we talk about womanhood, there's so many types of woman that I like that a lot of you bitches don't fuck with, that a lot of you bitches don't even align with. So I can't, there's not a blueprint. There's not a blueprint for womanhood for me because the type of woman I am don't exist. I'm the woman that exists to set the blueprint for myself. Is there some things that I pull from my mother? Absolutely. Is there some things that I pull from women that I admire? Absolutely. But you bitches do that too. There's women who you pull from. Masculine, da 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 da. Da. There's tons. Trans women that you pull from. We all pulling from each other because we all women. So there's no blueprint. It's a constant meiosis that's happening. So me using the language of y'all the blueprint, bitch, got me fucked up. That's just not who I am. Now I understand it when other bitches do it, but it's too many, it's too many women of all kinds, cis trans that I pulled from. Does this make sense? It's like my womanhood is multifaceted from all types of women. And I know cis women, even my mom before she passed away, the woman that she became was because of the woman I became. You see what I'm saying? Like my transition affected my mother, my womanhood, how I feel about myself, how I present myself, how she presented herself was altered because of my womanhood. She would have told you that. She's not the same woman she was growing up. She changed. She shifted. And I'm not talking about in accepting me. I'm talking about how her woman presented to the world, what she liked about her body, how she liked to present her body, how she liked to present her clothes and her look and herself, how her womanhood was expressed shifted because of me. Women in my life. Women in my life are affected by my womanhood. All of them. All the women in my life are affected by my womanhood. Like I pull things from their womanhood. So yeah, I don't know. That the motherfuckers being the blueprint conversation isn't isn't my isn't my swag because it puts you on a level above me, or if like I'm mimicking, I'm not mimicking no bitch. I can't mimic you. There's so much shit that I don't know about. You see what I'm saying? There's so much shit that I don't go through, I don't know about that I have to create my womanhood on my own terms. And what I do know, what I do know about, that's what's going to inform how I present in this world. But what I've learned is you are doing the same through other women. Is you are doing the same exact thing that I'm doing, figuring out what your womanhood is going to look like, navigating all these systems as a woman, battling patriarchy and how your womanhood doesn't live up to the rules, how you reconciling that in opportunity and privilege and oppression. You are going through that same exact shit. And so being that we all going through this, there ain't nothing different between me and you. You can do some special shit that's amazing and beautiful with your body parts. I can also do some special shit that is amazing and beautiful with my body parts. We got two different body parts do two different things. And I'm proud of mine and you can be proud of yours. But that's okay. And that's okay. And so learning that kind of yeah, I'm just not one of them. When I see girls do that, it feels like yuck. You say that about yourself. It's not me. Hmm. I'm quite okay with it. Same thing with even the whole. I think what gets people is that female and woman, that female versus woman. I think what that's the that gets people confused. There's a difference between a female and a woman. I claim to be a woman. I never claim to be a female. I want my womanhood affirmed. I don't want my femaleness affirmed. I'm not a female. No, that's not the vibe I'm putting out or I want to put out or the narrative that I want you to believe or the narrative that's not. No, I'm not a female. I'm a woman. Especially for the non-ops. I love my piece. Amen. Come on. Come on, non-op girls. Stand up. And I think what people don't understand is as you get older, and this is I'm talking about me. I don't want to talk about this for every trans woman because everybody has different relationship with dysphoria. Everybody has different relationship with their bodies when it comes to what they are willing to adjust and willing to what they're willing to adjust and what they're willing to not adjust. Are they, do you just accept it or not accept it? It's kind of like, when you're going through puberty, cis women, trans women. I was thinking about this recently. Um, I ran across this TikTok video and it was this trans man who transitioned and he showed a video of himself singing and he had this amazing as a when he was a girl, he had this amazing voice, like woo, like can sing. I'm talking about blow. And being on hormones and transitioning, he can't sing like that no more. And as a singer, anybody who is a singer, that's a part of your identity. That's a part of something you can do. And it don't have nothing to really do with anybody else, but it's just your own, like, oh my God, I can actually do this skill that is unique to people. I can do this skill. And so him being on hormones took that away. And in the comments, I was thinking about it and I was like, well, we go through this too, just in a different, and I wasn't talking about we as in trans men. I was actually talking about it in we as assigned male at birth people, because I remember at 11, 9, 10, 11, 12, before I hit puberty at 13. And I could hit Mariah Carey notes and my voice was totally different because I could sing emotions like it was easy. Like sing the what emotion, Mariah Carey emotion, you got me feeling emotions. I can sing that and hit them notes like it was easy. Nothing. It was sickening. My father thought it was sickening. My mother thought, everybody around me thought it was sickening that I could do it. And hit puberty, baby. I can't hit no Mariah Carey notes. I got a little range, but it's not those. It's a whole different situation. So I had to adjust in my brain. I'm like, oh, I have a new voice. I got a deeper voice. I'm a whole baritone. So I have to figure out how to sound good with this voice that I got. I gotta figure out how to do that. And that's what we were talking about, the trans guy and how his voice is different. So then I saw a response and they had posted this this other podcast show with a trans man who was a classically trained singer and was building a career as a soprano. And they transitioned and lost that important part of themselves. And seeing that difference and paying attention to that difference and how we're all going through that process of, oh, you're losing something. That we are giving something up, and part of it may not be your voice, it may be some social shit. But when you transition to what you want to be, and you informed, and you are aligning your physical outside presence with what you have been born with, that's how I think of transness. You're aligning your outside presence with your inner self. When you do that, you are giving up something. In that process, a mature person who is self-reflective, a mature person who is looking at themselves and examining themselves to be a better human being, to have a better understanding of self. I went through a process where there was some hate and uncomfortableness of my body. But at 42, I am not that same person. I am not that same person who is uncomfortable with standing in front of a mirror and seeing my body and being comfortable with it on a gender space. Do I find flaws? Absolutely. That's what we just was talking about surgery. But when it comes to a gender thing, no. When it comes to whether I'm a man or a woman, or my comfort of navigating nude, and is it triggering my dysphoria? No, I don't have that type of shit anymore. I don't have that type of shit. I don't have that type of where I'm feeling less than a woman when I take my clothes off. I just don't have that. I feel like I am a woman, and I'm a trans woman, so I look different. My body parts look different. My body looks different. A dude is gonna like me and please me in a different way. Um, and I have accepted it, and he needs to accept it, or he has accepted it, so that's why he's even here in my bedroom. Um, when how I'm navigating the world, I gotta, I might not have to tuck in this dress. I might have to tuck in this dress. How I navigate the world. Oh, I'm going swimming, so I gotta make adjustments. What's the best swimsuit for me with my body that's gonna work and not be uncomfortable for me, but also make me be in uncomfortable situations in the world that we live in. And so those are things that I got to navigate, and it doesn't trigger me anymore at 42. Did it trigger me when I was 19? Sure. But at 42, no, I don't have the same mindset about my transition, about my womanhood, about my body that I did when I was in the throes of dysphoria in my teens. I don't have those same feelings. I don't have those same insecurity. I don't even think about yeah, I just don't think about gender in the same ways that I used to. I'm in a level of freedom with it. Um, I'm okay, and I think that's a part of me being the non-out person. If you look back in my videos, there's a video where I was talk about being non-out, and at that time in my life is where it started to be a full acceptance. And that video is old. That's like a 10+ year old video. And in my brain, I'm like, yeah, because I don't have the same. That's when I worked out through that. At 42, baby, you can't. There ain't nothing about me I'm uncomfortable with. I'm good. I'm good. And if I'm not, I'm fixing it. I have no problem clearly with going under the knife. I don't have no problem with doing whatever it is that I think that I need to do in regards to adjusting who I physically am for me. That's the difference. That's the difference that I think that's happened as I got older. It's specifically for me and what I want to do and how I want to be presented in the world to be confident and to be comfortable. So yeah. Okay, so who else? Oh, I am Team Lizzo. If we want to talk about the Lizzo stuff, I am Team Lizzo. I need to. I'm like the trade when it comes to Jonathan Majors and Bill Cosby, and not necessarily Bill Cosby, but I need more facts. Jonathan Majors. I need more facts. I need more information because this sounds like some jaded ex workers, ex employees. So I need more information. So I'm still Tim Lizzo until we get more facts. Still be period. I'm not just going based off what the blogs are saying. So yes, I just saw an update that Lizzo lost her spot at the Super Bowl. Okay, you know this the thing about these kind of allegations. You have um it's like the Janet Jackson situation. This is a black woman, and they will dog pile, make her lose all her make her lose all her opportunities, and then we'll come back 10 years later, like we did with Janet, and people get to telling their side of the story, and you realize, oh, they really dogpiled on this lady. I feel like them girls fell out with Lizzo over some petty stuff, and they are ruining their careers. Who else is gonna hire fat dancers? I agree with that. I think that's the case too. But I also feel like that position, that same position of who is going to hire fat dancers, can put a lot of power in Lizzo's hands in regards to who is going to hire. Because she could easily say that as a manipulative tactic to those same fat dancers. Who else y'all gonna work for? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I need more information. I need more. I just need more. Have you spoke on Tory Lane and Megan yet? I am Team Megan. I am Team niggas is out here killing people, and the fact that y'all are, it's literally a video of her limping from a truck with blood trails. This is where it's like wild to me. There is literally a video of her limping from a truck with her hands up and cops behind her with a trail of blood. So whether or not she got shot is not um is not in question. Only it was only her, what, four people in the truck or involved, and she's telling you who shot her. She didn't shoot herself. It just feels so strange and ridiculous and weird for people to not be believing her. Who shot her? I just don't understand. Um, so I think that 10 years is perfectly fine. Good luck. 10 years is perfectly fine with you shooting this girl in her feet. And what is really, really crazy is he's still not taking responsibility. But the crazy part is, I promise, if you would have shut your mouth, like one of the reasons why Megan had to come out and talk about it is because he started lying and opening up his mouth about the situation. One of the reasons why she had to come out and say something is because you're lying and making up a false narrative. And you letting these blogs and everything run with it. And now I got to come and defend myself. But if you would have just been quiet, just like I was trying to protect you from the police not killing your ass after shooting me, I would have just been quiet so it would not turn into this big old thing. But because you are going on the blogs and you are saying something about it, I feel like she wouldn't even said nothing if he would have just shut up and not let people run with this story. But they might not have been a home to get any kind of video. Right. It's crazy y'all celebrating men in Montgomery saying we need to protect black people and shaming Meg for being a survivor in the same week. This has been a crazy week. Yes. That's a, this has been a this whole month, the month of May, has been a crazy month for dichotomy of a paradox or whatever. I don't know what the word is, what the right word is, but that what you just mentioned, but also the trans versus cis woman thing too, because you have one. It's interesting that one part of like female empowerment in I'm going back to this conversation because I didn't talk about it. One part about female empowerment is okay to men. We are more than our bodies. Like women, cis women are saying we are more than our bodies. We are more than what we can produce for you. We are more than just being objects of sexual gratification. We're more than our vaginas. We are more than just baby makers for you. We have dreams, we have hopes. We are not your trophies. We are more than our bodies. But then on the flip side, when they are attacking trans women, we are our periods. We are our man. We can have babies. We can have um we we can do this. This is what women are. You can't do this. You want to do all these things. Have a baby, have a period. This is what makes a woman a woman. You're not a woman. So, on one moment, you want to be free from your vagina, but another moment, you are quintessentially your vagina. You see, it's like it just it's all away from biological determinism until there is till it's about trans people. But even what's also crazy is that biologically, first of all, let me say this: we are all biological. So if somebody calling you a biological woman, you are a biological woman too if you are trans. Because biological just means you are a living organism. Can we please use the right language? This is why cisgender exists. Because biological does not fit. Biological, it just means look up the word biological. What does biological mean? It means that you are a living organism. I'm biological too. We are all biological because we are a living organism. So saying I'm not a biological woman is stupid to me because I am a living organism. Since we want to, words are words. That's what the word means. Can somebody copy and paste if you're in front of your laptop? Can you copy and paste what Webster says the definition of biological is? Because that's You hate having a period, but you want to use your ability to have a period to shame trans women, make it make sense. So, so this is the thing about it. You want to make the biological distinction, okay, or a chromosomal distinction, or however you want to call it. You want to make that distinction. But the problem with that is you push a lot of other cis women out when you make that biological distinction because biologically, even y'all are not exactly the same. Related to biology or to life and living process. So when you think about making biology the standard, there's too many nuances related to living organism. Right? We are all biological. If we are a living organism, we are all biological. So when you hear people talk about biological woman, don't let them. Teach them something in that moment. We are all living organisms. We are all biological. So, um, so that's not the right language, and you need to push back on it so they can learn. We are biological women. Okay, so am I. Ain't nobody seen them chromosomes and swear they had cracked the code. Because if we start testing chromosomes, a lot of y'all might not be. Look at Castor Semenya. I'm pretty sure Castor Semenya didn't go and be like, oh, I bet Castor Semenya didn't know about her situation until she was starting to be tested. All that running shit. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of women and men that will get, if we start doing these chromosome tests, that'll get they bubble busted when we've trying to figure out how close to the typical man or typical woman you are. You might be a little bit biologically away from what you think you are. I'm just saying. When we start getting shining a light on those gray areas and it stop being so black and white and we get to seeing how nuanced biology is because we don't get we everybody, well, what about the DNA? If we get into them DNA results, baby, everybody is a little witchy. Everybody ain't at the same exact thing. They know little to nothing about biology and genetics. Absolutely. So yeah, that's so weird. But yes, the Megan thing, the Tory Lane thing, I just think that's so weird. But I think it just reflects how we talk about men. I think it that case is at the intersection of men, how we protect black men when it comes to mass incarceration, and how we protect black women when it comes to violence against men. And so we have these two things that could seem like they are clashing because it's, oh, mass incarceration is horrible. We want men to be locked up. We don't want men to be locked up. But then we also, it's like, we don't want men to be out here shooting our women. And so, where do you align on those issues? I align with, I don't want niggas out here shooting our women because I am a black trans woman. I know I'm susceptible to domestic violence and intimate partner homicide. So I'm gonna align with that. Lock their ass up. Every time they do something that goes too far in that realm of domestic violence and physical violence, lock their ass up. Until we figure out how to figure out what we gonna do to for restorative justice, and you know until then you get locked up. Stop shooting people. Stop using gun violence. What else out here? What else? What else issues out here in these streets? Make sure y'all thumbs in up. Make sure y'all thumbs in up. Let me think of what else. What other points did I want to make? Not that interesting. Carlee Russell. All right. Carlee Russell. She's the girl who was faking her disappearance. I just, um, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. It's the one. My only hot take with that is when people act like, "Oh, she's just gonna make it harder for other black women who get actually kidnapped and sexed." No, she's not. The default is to not give a fuck about black women. They're just gonna go back to the default. You acting like she is changing something. Like this one person that y'all paid attention to because it went viral is not a joke compared to all the other ones that you don't care about that actually do get caught. There are tons of missing black women. Why y'all not talking? Why y'all not making them go viral? Just this one. There's tons of real missing black women that we know are missing. Why are you not finding them? Why are you not breaking your neck to find them? Just because of this one. All of a sudden, this is the one that makes you give up, that makes you not care no more. See, this is why I don't. Girl, get out of here. Get out of here. What do you think of Doja Cat? Doja Cat is one of my guilty pleasures. Doja Cat is one of my guilty pleasures. I like Doja Cat. She's like Kim Kardashian to me. They problematic, but I like them. It ain't too much you can say that I'm not going that will make me not like Kim Kardashian. It's very little that you can say that's gonna make me not like Doja Cat. Those they're kind of like my guilty. They're my guilty pleasures. They're my problematic fave. Doja Cat is like Azealia Banks for me. Um, I can't say it about Azealia Banks because I'm not really a fan of her work. I'm a fan of Doja Cat's music. I'm not really a fan of Azealia Banks' music. I like Azealia Banks shenanigans. So, but I can't say that I was a fan of any of that. Um, yeah, I like Cardi B too, but I don't find Cardi B to be problematic. There's nothing about Cardi B that I'm like, ooh, you're problematic. There's some weird shit about Doja Cat that's like, ma'am, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm not a fan of Azealia music, so I haven't been bit by that bug. So it doesn't really I don't. She's not a guilty pleasure. She's just she be on some shenanigans. Some vitamin, little sweetener. I love this stuff. That's another thing about the surgery. You have to make, you got to take supplements because you're not able to eat as much as you used to. You don't get the chance to get all the vitamins that you normally would have got. So you try to get the vitamins from different other things like supplements. Um, but I don't think of Cardi B as problematic as like a Doja Cat. Doja Doja be weird. Also, if she did the stunt behind a trifling nigga, I get it. Men will make you do some things. Carlee Russell. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I know being in love will make you do some things. I don't know if it would. I ain't had no in love that made me do that kind of stuff, but it made me do some unusual things that I normally wouldn't do. Not that. I think I got too much pride for that. You might can embarrass me privately, but I ain't gonna let no nigga embarrass me publicly. It might be something I'll do privately that I'll never do, but publicly, I don't think I'm that girl at all. I love Doja consistently makes good music. Yes, I'm a fan of Azalea. I have been her concert. Music is so addictive to me. Right? Yeah. Um. Who else? Yeah. Yes. That's about it. I can't think of other points that I wanted to make about what's going on in these streets. Um, I haven't really been following American politics. I'll get into it when I have to get into it, which is, you know, in the spring, because we know this coming year is a voting year. So I'll get into it in that. Whitney Houston's birthday, yeah. That is an interesting. I watched 20 Feet from Stardom recently. I had already watched it, but I watched it again just because I was healing and just needed some stuff to watch. And I mean, who is not a Whitney Houston fan? She is one of my favorite voices. She is not the voice to me. That may be a little hot take, but she is one of my favorite voices. Um, but I really enjoy that my favorite voices growing up are queer. It's something about finding more confirmation that Whitney Houston was queer. The whole Robin situation, finding that out about her made me love Whitney Houston even more. Luther Vandross, like these people that I grew up with loving their voice, that have so much impact on our culture, that have so much impact on people of today's vocal prowess. Whitney and Luther, I'm reading currently on Audible. I am reading a couple of books at one time, listening to a couple of books. One is The Sum of Us by Heather McGee. Ooh, that's so good. If y'all want a book that spills some tea, The Sum of Us by Heather McGee. But another book that I am reading is Luther by Craig Seymour. And it's just giving me so much tea with Luther as well. And just knowing that these voices that this just are the soundtrack of the 80s and the 90s for me. Like the beginning, the first half of my life, Whitney and Luther are, I mean, Jesus. I mean, they are the ones. They are the. I'm trying to think of anybody else who compares to Whitney and Luther in my personal life. You could say Michael, but yeah, I could. I will put Michael. I'm talking about the soundtrack of my younger years. Luther, Michael, Whitney, and Tupac. Like, just because there's a hip hop element in there, and so I want to say, you know, who's just giving me the soundtrack to the first era of my life. Whitney, Luther, Anita, Barry White. No, not me. There's certain songs, but I'm talking about just consistently throughout the whole first half. I wouldn't have Barry White. Um, Tupac started. Why I say Tupac is because Tupac started to be in my life when he was in Digital Underground, and that's when my mom first got with my little brother's dad, and that started to be something. That's when hip hop was really starting to be in my life. So he was in Digital Underground, then he went into his solo career, and then until he died, in '96. What he died in '96. Until he died, he was a real the hip hop side of um, my young years, and then Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton, most of the '90s. Tony Braxton, all the way to my senior year of high school, Secret album. Yeah, so it would be Luther, Whitney, Michael, Tupac, and Tony Braxton. Those would be the people who are the um, those would be the people who are the soundtrack of my youth. Um, yeah, and so to know even even like Tupac, there is this. If I need y'all to watch it, I need y'all to watch the documentary on on Hulu called Dear Mama. There are some videos that of Tupac when he was young that are spicy as hell, that are zesty and spicy, and I'm like, my my gaydar was tingling. My spidey senses was going off with Tupac. Now I don't know what he went on to become. I do know what he went on to become, but in certain moments in there, it was some spicy. It was some like this is a if not gay, this is a very queer little boy, a little teenage boy. Because this is he wasn't even a little boy. He was like a older teenager, like 17, 18, 19. And I was like, ooh, I wish that you get what I'm saying. And then based on the women who were engaging with him, just knowing he was queer in that way, maybe not queer in his sexuality, but queer in his just being in his soft boy phase. I think that just even knowing that even him, he wasn't this kind of thug gangster nigga, even if not on no sexual level, but just on a different type of vibe. All of that has been bringing me joy with Whitney Luther and the confirmation of the team and knowing that queer folks weren't just underground. They were making moves on the top of the pop charts. Even if it wasn't openly, we now know that they were. We now know that there is nowhere in the fabric of this country, in the fabric of this world, that Just knowing that feels fucking good. You don't get black excellence without queer excellence being there. That that feels good to me. There's just something about that that feels good to me. Yeah, I loved it. I love that. It's been feeling nostalgic. It was so many T's. I totally feel the same. What you know who's also getting on my nerve? That's some recent tea is DJ Academic. He's getting on my nerves. Totally agree, Ammo. Totally agree. Totally agree. I feel like that's what it is. It's like, but oh, this is difficult. This is difficult. So this when people say this and people be mad when they say it, just being black is a queer experience, yo. Like, cause look at what you just called out. Like, you can't blackness. You can't. She had to conform to this thing, and that's why when people act like, oh, you can't see, they don't like the comparison of the queer experience and the black experience. I'm like, the black experience is a queer experience, my nigga. It is it because we are bucking up every system that says we are not supposed to exist in the beauty lane. Excuse me. It also gives you like gas, not gas in your booty hole, but gas in your like the Texas tractor. You'll burp, so you'll be like you get kind of like hiccups and you'll burp a lot. Um, but because you're breaking up all these systems and that are against that you are against, like, you know, like the beauty standards and the class standards, you are the queer thing, you are the thing that is different, you are the other. So being black is a queer experience, maybe not a sexually queer experience until it is. But you get what I'm saying, it's like these whole that idea what you just expressed, like literally, um, I'm putting myself in this position to where I'm a pop princess for you to for me to be palatable to you. But in reality, I am this queer woman who loves I'm a bi woman who likes men because I think she loved Bobby Brown. I think that energy was just I think the energy that Bobby had and the energy that Robin had was in both of those people. That masculine energy that that she was attracted to was in Robin and um Bobby. And Whitney liked it. And in the real world in her real life, I am this woman that loves these two people, love these two things. I agree. I agree. She was like a bulldagger. To me, she was like a film bull, like your film bulldagger auntie. To me, that's what it gave to me. That's why it wasn't hard for me to believe. Like when I first came, somebody came and talked about the idea of Robin. I was like, oh, that makes total sense. That's exactly the vibe that I get from Whitney. There go Auntie Pam and her friend. Right. All of that. That's the vibe. Mhm. Oh, so I know I'm in. I'm gonna see one second. Yeah, I know I'm in my Irish pop singer status. So I have a new cover of one of my Irish pop singers. So I'm gonna put it in here so y'all can listen. I love it. His name is I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Cyan Ducrot or something? I really like his music, and I recorded a cover of his song called "I'll Be Waiting." And I think I already posted this one, but I'm gonna post it again. I covered a song called "Undertow" by Elisa Hannigan. She is a folk singer out of Ireland, and I love her. What do you think of Sinead O'Connor? Rest in peace. I think she is one of them women um, that stand in their laurels, that stands on their laurels, that has a point of view, that has integrity. And if I have to lose my career to make a statement or be against, something and stand on my morals, she was that woman. She was one of those people. So that's what I think about Sinead O'Connor. I didn't realize how much she did for hip hop. That part I did learn. I did learn so much about her contribution to those early days of hip hop. Did y'all watch Ladies First on Netflix? It just came out. Please watch that because I'm gonna do her and Deborah Harry. I'm gonna do. Or do y'all want me to do that? Should I do it the whole thing at once, or should I do every episode? I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I loved Ladies First. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it on Netflix. Just came out. I think it's produced by Dream Hampton. I think so. I'm not 100% for sure. But yeah, I enjoyed it, learned a lot. An aggressive film. One of my favorite celebrity experiences, meeting a celebrity, was Roxanne Shante. I had went to New York in, I think it was 2019, and I was sometimes in New York, a Uber will get you together, baby. You get the Uber, and that traffic will have you stuck, and your bill is expensive. So sometimes it's better just to get on the train because an Uber will get you right together in New York. So I learned my lesson, and so by the time I learned my lesson, it was like 2019, and I was on the train, but your ass will get lost on the train. If you're not, you know what I'm saying, you're not from here, you a fucking tourist. So sometimes you get on the wrong train and it gets hectic. So, but luckily for me, in 2019, I stayed in New York for about a month. I just rented this ghetto ass Airbnb. It was so ghetto. There was mice. I just needed, it was so much going on in New York in the New York area as far as like events for myself and shit that I needed to do, that I needed a place to stay, and this was like the cheapest long-term place. And so I just took a risk, and it was in the hood. It was like in the Livingston area of New Jersey. It was in the hood. It just was it was bad. It was bad, bad, bad. But because I'm from the hood, I could make it work. So um so being that I am now living, quote unquote, in New York for this month, I got enough leeway. I went ahead and got me a car. I got me enough. I got me a car, a metro card. I got me. You get what I'm saying? So now enough. I have enough time to explore and get lost. It's not like, I'm here for a couple of days and I just need to get to this location. No, no, no. This was, I'm exploring New York City, and let's go. And so this is one of them time where I'm just exploring, and I get lost and catch the wrong train, and I end up in this location. I don't know where I'm at, but there's a mall underground, like a regular mall. That's a H&M, Zara. You know what I'm saying? A regular mall, but it's somewhere underground. So I don't know where I'm at. So by the subways, like, you, as soon as you get off the subway, oh my God, it's the mall. I'm at the mall. So I'm like, oh, I'm lost, but shopping. Oh, I feel like Carrie Bradshaw. I'm scared and lost, but shopping. It was definitely a Carrie Bradshaw moment. It felt like a Sex in the City moment. And so I get into this. Was it a Zara? It's either a H&M or a Zara, and um, and I am in line at the to pay for my stuff, and I turn around and I see her face, Roxanne Shante. And of course, there's no paparazzi or nothing because she's an old head, so don't nobody really know her like that. And so I see her face, and in my brain, I'm like, nah, that's not her. That can't be her. Like, it wouldn't be her. And so I'm trying to sneak and look at her. So I cut my camera on, and I'm like, she's behind me. And I cut my camera on, and I'm kind of trying to look at her face without it being all obvious and weird. And so once I cut the camera on and I see her face and I kind of look at it, I'm like, that is her. So I turn around and say, are you Roxanne Shante? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God. And I gave her a hug, and she was her auntie energy was on 100. She was so cool. She was like, damn, this fucking line is long as hell. Like, what is going on? We were talking about the line being long and them going slow. And um, she was just down to earth. She was like a cool ass, her auntie was 100. She was cool, like just down to earth and cool as hell. And yeah, it was so dope. It was one of my favorites of meeting a celebrity moment. Because sometimes celebrities be either super weird or super I don't want to say standoffish, but just like, I'm just going through the process of, because I want to get where I'm going, and y'all are stopping me, and so we are talking, and I'm trying to end the conversation. Oh, thank you so much, and I'm trying to get where I need to go. No, she was patiently waiting in line behind me, and we just was talking, and she was cool. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. She was so down at the cool. Who have I met that was a bad experience? Who have I met that was a bad experience? I don't think I've had a bad experience with celebrities. I have never. Yeah, I don't think I've had a bad experience with celebrities. Not bad in the sense that like they were bad. I did meet Diane Carroll in 2012, and she she wasn't mean or nothing. She wasn't mean or nothing at all, but I was so starstruck that it was a bad experience to me. because I didn't get to really express myself because it was such a random moment. It was in an elevator and my friend lives in her building and she was coming down the elevator and I was like, not my face didn't do that, but my insides was like, this is the Diane Carroll. This is Dominique Devereaux. This is the Diane Carroll. Like I was like, oh my God. It was a moment where I was like, and I didn't really get to say what I wanted to say and give her flowers. She probably um done got her flowers a million times, but because she was older, this is like 2012. And and she yeah, my friend was like, hey, Miss Carol, this is my friend Diamond. And I was like, hi, how are you doing? And it just was so dry. And I just wanted to say more, but because I was so kind of starstruck, I didn't get to say more. Um, I don't think was there any negative, any negative, any negative, any negative. Um, I think of negative celebrity experiences. Negative. This is also wasn't negative for me. It just was weird. Um, in 2013, me and my gay son, Africano boy, he is a YouTuber on here. Africano boy. Y'all know how Africano boy is loud and gay. Not necessarily loud and gay, but very honey child girlfriend. He's very flamboyantly gay. Um, especially during this time of his life. He done calm down now. Now he done got buff and fitness bay. So he done calm. You know how gay men they turn into masculine daddies when they get older. But when he was younger, he was one of the queens. Um, and we go to Denny's. Is it Denny's or or Pancake House? IHOP. I don't know. Denny's or IHOP. It might be IHOP. So we come in and we're standing in line. Hey, Shawnette. We're standing in line and we're behind these girls and they seat us all together as if we are together. So it's like four girls and three of us, me and two butch queens. And so they put us in seats together thinking that we're together, but we're not together. And all of a sudden, the girls say that, oh, we got three more people. So they put us all together and but include three more seats. And all of a sudden, the three people coming in, one of them is R. Kelly. And so he comes in between the seat and he sits right next to me. And I never watched Claudine. And R. Kelly sits right next to me. So how the seat is going is my gay son, Africano boy, me, R. Kelly, a cis girl, two cis girls, a dude in front of me, and so it's all a kiki. Um, they see my gay son, and he's dressed very gay, but they don't make no big old thing about it. Is they don't none of the dudes make any kind of weird big old thing about it. Everybody is just kind of chill. Everybody order their food. The two girls right next to the dudes, they start kind of getting real jazzy around about their mouth, like just kind of I don't know. They start getting weird. And because they start getting weird, when it's time to pay for everything, R. Kelly say, "Oh, put everybody on the same bill except for them two." And so R. Kelly, even though we're not with them, and we told the waiter we not with them, we were on our own thing. R. Kelly says, put everybody over here on the same bill, and I'm paying for everybody except for them two. And the waitress put us all on his bill and give them to their bill. And she was like, "What? I wouldn't have came here if I didn't know you was gonna pay for what we was eating." And it's basically he was just pissed off about her attitude. Her attitude was real shady and weird. Um, it was so weird. It was so she just was being weird, and he didn't like it. And instead of him making a big deal about it, he just said, "Oh, well, fend for yourself. I'm not paying for your shit, bitch." And so, yeah, he paid for all of our shit and left and got up and left and got in some black SUVs. So it wasn't a negative experience, not for us, but um, it wasn't bad. It was so nice, but that wasn't the first time that I met R. Kelly. I remember we saw R. Kelly in the mall, and Cuba started punking out. I don't remember that. I remember me and Mario. We was by ourselves, and Mario started punking out. It was just me and Mario, and we were at Sam Goody, and but he used to come to Indianapolis all the time, so I'm pretty sure that happened. I know the one I remember. It was me and Mario by ourselves, and we were in Sam Goody, and Mario seen R. Kelly with his entourage, and Mario was fagging out and leaned his big ass fainted on the floor in front of R. Kelly, and R. Kelly was like, "What the fuck?" So yeah, I remember that happened. Um, do I have any other R. Kelly stories? No, but yeah, that's the only time. Those two times where I was in the vicinity of R. Kelly, and he didn't do anything. It was nothing negative. Like he didn't have any negative vibes about himself. There wasn't any negative vibes. What year was that Mario fainted, or the IHOP year? The IHOP happened in 2013. The where my friend Mario fainted, we were teenagers, so that happened probably 95. No, not 95. It had to be later. 96, 97, somewhere around there. It was before the charges came out in like 2021. So he was in the height of his stardom. Um, I had already heard the rumors about him going to high schools and picking up young girls. Um, yeah, I had it was R. Kelly liking young girls was a common in that area of the city, in that area of United States, Indianapolis, Chicago, that area, Gary. It was a common thing to know that R. Kelly was was going like to high schools and picking up girls, or going to the malls and picking up girls. That was very common. That wasn't a that wasn't a yeah, that wasn't a unknown thing. So when you hear about it on like Survivor R. Kelly, for people who live in that area, we knew it. We knew that it was happening. Like we knew that that was his mo. So motherfuckers acting like they didn't know, it was weird. It was like, what? We all knew that this how R. Kelly get down. Not necessarily that, the abuse part, but the liking young girls and picking young girls to go to his parties. That was common. That was not picking up girls in malls and high schools was R. Kelly's vibe. That was his vibe, and everybody knew it all around the Midwest. He was a step above the Dingling Man. Yes, that's really what he was. Step above. and I don't even want to say it was sexual. Like it was, I don't even want to say it was like a even like the Dingling Man, because it wasn't sexual. He was a celebrity. He was a star. He had money. He was, you know, he can turn you into a star. He can. It was. It's like you get to go to his parties, and it was a. It was a vibe. It wasn't like predatory. It wasn't predatory like that. I believe most rumors of men in the industry. I don't put it past nobody. Nothing past them. Um, I'm trying to think of other celebrity moments that I had. What do you think of Diddy? Nothing. I like Diddy. I haven't heard any shady things about Diddy other than like business shady, like business. But I haven't heard any like rapey, assaulty, shady stuff. I haven't heard any of that. But I've heard of you know, business shady, like bad deals he gave people. Um, I don't believe nothing Jaguar Wright say. I think Jaguar White has mental is like Kanye West. I think they have mental illness. I think Jaguar Wright is like Orlando Brown, Kanye West. I think that blogs and stuff are exploiting their mental illness, and they are using it to their advantage. I find I think that's weird. I don't believe stuff that she's like. Maybe like not everything, but there might be some truth to it. But she's a I think she's a weirdo, honestly. Wayne Brady coming out, I had no idea. Yeah, I thought Wayne Brady was already out. I did not think that there was a closet. I did not think that there was a closet. Wayne Brady either like white girls or like men. I don't one of the two. And I y'all know my rule about that. If a straight man like white women exclusively, big girls exclusively, and if he has a class clown personality, like he wants to make everybody in the room laugh, all of them men are trade. I've never met a man that fit those descriptions that don't mess around. I've never ever met a man that exclusively dates white women that was not queer in a part of his life. I have never met a man that exclusively dates big girls that was not queer in his life. And I have never met a man who is a class clown. And when I say class clown, I mean when he gets around people, he wants to make everybody laugh. Like he's a jokester. He is a comedian. Like they are natural comedians, and he wants to make everybody in the room laugh. I've never met a man like that was not queer. And that's my own personal experience. You may find people that may differ, and that's okay. But in my own personal experience, if they fit those three criterias, trade. They mess around. We call them gateways to gayness. If you want me to, y'all really want me to break this down, this is a good conversation. But it's a problematic conversation too, because it's only theory and speculation. I can break it down. Will I am too. Yeah, that's honey. Glass door closet. He likes both white girls and men. He said he is pansexual. Also, this is problematic. These are my problematic hot takes. So I feel like pansexual is the new bisexual of the bisexual of the '90s, where men There are people who just don't want to be gay, gay. Do you see what I'm saying? There is a such thing as gay, gay to a certain type of men. If you just mess with dudes, that's too gay. And so they need to tell you that they are bisexual, even though for the rest of the time that you meet them, they're gonna be with a man. It ain't gonna be no women that they dealing with. It's gonna be nothing but men. And all of a sudden, and even before that, before they came out as bi, you ain't see them with no woman. But because they don't want to be just gay, gay, gay. They want to claim, oh, I'm bisexual. I like women too. But they just don't want to be all the way gay. I think that the pansexual is the new that. I like everybody. I like everybody. I'm pansexual. But watch, for the rest of their life, ain't gonna be no panning. It's gonna be tunnel vision to dick. Ain't gonna be no a panoramic view. It's gonna be a tunnel view to a penis. But that's just me. That's just what I think about that. So anyway, that's my thoughts on pansexual. Not saying that the pansexual isn't a real experience. I want that to be clear. But I think that there's a lot of men who claim, men, women, blah, 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 who claim that pansexual label because they don't want to fully say I'm gay. Not saying that bisexual people don't exist, not saying that pansexual people don't exist, but if they exist, I know they exist, but not if. When they exist, you see the path of them dating women, men. You get what I'm saying? You see them, honey, they'll be with a non-binary person, they'll be with a trans person, they'll be with all these different type of people. Then I'm like, yeah, of course they pansexual. Look at the list of the cauldron of people that they have messed around with. You see it. Yes, they pansexual. But I'm talking about the ones that claim they're bi or claim they're pan, and all they do is date masculine gay boys. They a masculine gay boy. You ain't pan nothing. You just gay, my nigga. Anyway, that's just my hot take on that. All right. So why, as far as the other three things? Okay. Now, mind you, these are just theories. I don't have any. These are just my own theories, my own hot takes, my own problematic theories. Okay. So why white girls? Like if they exclusively date white girls, for you to get to socially, so for you socially to get to exclusively dating white people as a black person, there is a certain abandoning that you have to do of your reality. You have to. Your mother had you, a black woman, a woman. This is a black woman who is the first thing you come into the world to know of. This is the closest thing to God until you learn about God. This is your creator. This is who's giving you your ideas of beauty initially. This is the person that's smiling at you. These are your foundation of what you think a beautiful woman is. This is your mother. Now, this doesn't say years later the TV and the outside world doesn't shift those things, but this is your foundation. For you to abandon for you to only date white girls. There has to be something in you that abandons the natural order of you liking black women. There has to be something. And if you can abandon the natural order of you liking black women, it is in going all the way over here to exclusively dating white women. That transfer in other areas, in other branches, is easy. Because you have made this decision to be exclusive over here, making that switch in other areas of your life ain't that hard because you have abandoned the basic fundamental. So if the basic fundamental is a woman, the next thing you could abandon is being with something else. If the basic fundamental is blackness And you can totally abandon that on the race side. Of course, you can totally abandon it on the gender side. That's just my hot take. All right, so that's the race part. These are problematic hot takes. This is not meant to be exact science, just my own personal. Fat girls. When you come into this world, you learn that fat is bad. You learn that fatness is the first. That's what the first kind of roast mama jokes you hear is gonna be. That's why your mama fat. Fatness, fat phobia is something other than race. I almost feel like I learned fat phobia more than I learned race. Quicker than I learned race. I don't know. I don't want to say that, but fat phobia is something you learn early on. You learn. Listen to these kids, these little videos of these kids talking about fatness. They'll say, "Y'all seen that little girl?" There's a funny little video where the little black girl says, "When I grow up, I don't want to be a fat grown up. I want to be a skinny grown up." And she's like a little 4 or 5 year old little girl, and she asked her mama, "What what her mama say, well, who's the fat grown up that you know?" And the little girl do like this one right in front of me to her mama. And it's just a hilarious video. But kids learn fat phobia really, really early. So when it comes to desirability and rules about desirability, it is seen it is seen as a negative thing. Fat being fat, as it's automatically seen a negative thing. So if you get to the point where I can say, fuck what the world say, I like fat girls. That's my shit. That can easily be transferred to other stuff. If you can get to the point where you can say, fuck what y'all talking about. I like big bitches. Fuck you. I like it. I feel like it's easy for you to get to the point where you have built up the fortitude in yourself to say, I don't care what other people think about what I like. I do what I want to do. So I don't need to follow no rules. I like what I like. It could be big bitches. It could be trans women. It's what I like. So I can do what I like. And I think that happens a lot when with men who are exclusively down with being with big girls. They have learned the fortitude of enjoying their own desires. They have learned what it takes to just be themselves and say, I like this. Y'all may not like it. The world may say I'm not supposed to like big girls, but I like it. That is easily transferable when it comes to trans people, like a trans attraction. Do you see what I'm saying? If I can already say, oh, fuck the world about a big bitch, of course I can say fuck the world about a trans bitch. Like, oh, they don't like me because I don't like big girls either. So why can't I fuck with you? They ain't gonna like me about this. Who gives a care? Make sense? Now, class clown. So I gave y'all the three. I gave you the white girl. I gave you the big girl. Okay, class clown. For you to be able to have the skill if you're able to have the skill, the intelligence, and the wit to be humorous to a bunch of people, there is a certain level of intelligence that it takes to be a comedian. Okay? There's a certain level of wit, there's a certain level of social analysis that you need to have to understand comedy in a way to be funny to multiple people. There is an understanding of socializing. There's an understanding to what is funny, where's the joke, what the wit that it takes to be a comedian. That same intellectual prowess is the intellectual prowess you need to figure out how to mess around how you want to mess around. and clock the tea of everybody around you of how to make that work. So let me give you an example. This one is a little bit harder to explain. So I had a dude who was like this in my high school. He was a class clown, and it's something about the way they navigate jokes is how they can figure out if they can get you, how they can figure out or how they can get out of something. For example, he would say little flirty stuff in public because he is making roasting and making jokes all the time on everybody. Ugly chicks, fat chicks, people who may not be attractive, who socially attractive, but he might flirt with you just to make a joke, not to make a joke on you, but just to be funny because he know people are gonna be funny about it. Let me give you a perfect example. There's a chick named this chick named Lakeisha that used to be in our class or whatever. And this dude, now Lakeisha is kind of one of those when we were in high school, we call them like roly poly girls because they were like really fat and really a bunch of rolls and shaped like an ice cream cone, like a McDonald's ice cream cone. So roly poly girls, and so just that kind of blobbish big, kind of fat, cool, you know. And so she was like that in high school, and so he was this beautiful, very popular, attractive comedian dude, comedian like dude. And so one time he came in the room and he can't find a seat. It's something happening where he's trying to get out of not getting sent to detention. Okay. So the teacher is already ready and willing to be like, get the hell out of my class. You is too late or something. You is high or something he's doing where he's trying to avoid. So what he's using is his charm and his comedy to kind of try to come on, don't kick me out. I promise, or something. He's trying to win everybody into laughing and win and charm her out of getting kicked out of his class. So the teacher says, well, you need to, I don't even see, where is your fucking book bag? Where's, I know you ain't got the book to do the work that we need to do. You ain't even brought nothing in. You just strolling in late with nothing that you need to be prepared for. And he was like, so he goes over to the roly poly girl and he's tall. So she's sitting in the seat and he sits next to her and he puts his arm around her and say, hey, baby, come on. I know you got a pencil under some of them rolls to give me. And Lakeisha and the rest of us start busting out laughing because he's talking to her. He changes his voice into like this Frank Sinatra voice. And he changes his voice in this like Frank Sinatra voice in trying to woo this fat roly poly girl into giving him a pencil. And it is so funny that not only is everybody laughing, but look, Lakeisha is laughing too, and not laughing. And Lakeisha isn't. This would not, and this is the wit that it takes for these type of men. Lakeisha is not the type of low self-esteem fat girl. He knew he could do this to Lakeisha because it wouldn't have been seen as a bully, because Lakeisha is a roaster. She is known for, because she's a big girl, she's not the kind of big girl that kind of shrinks away and blah blah blah. Lakeisha is a roaster. She will roast your ass, and everybody know she will roast your ass. She's learned to be a roaster because she's a fat girl. And so, but instead of it turning into I'm a weak, low self-esteem girl, with Lakeisha, it turned into nigga, a tough, not masculine tough, but I will roast your ass. So because of the dynamic there, he knew he could do that to Lakeisha because they done been roasting before. And so he does it to Lakeisha, and she busts out laughing and give him a pencil, not out of her rolls, but out of her bag. But she make it seem like it's coming out of her rolls because he said that. So it turns into this hilarious, funny thing, and it's charming, it's witty, it's hilarious. He's the type of dude that's smart and witty enough for this to work. So he does it to me as well as the trans person in the room. This is something that he has done in the past to make it a joke. I remember we were in a group together. I might have even told y'all this story. We were in a group together in our psychology class, and the assignment that we were supposed to do was we were supposed to talk about how it was me and him and two sister girls stuck on the island, and we were supposed to talk about how we were supposed to survive, and it was like this Lord of the Flies type of situation. Have you ever seen Lord of the Flies? Anyway, Lord of the Flies type of situation, and we're just dropped on this island, and we have to survive. And so he does smoke some weed, and he's making jokes, and he makes this joke about somebody gonna have to give me some pussy or whatever. And the fish is like, child, I'm not giving you no pussy, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Da, 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 da. And he looks over at me and tells me, and this is loud in front of everybody, well, you better be getting that booty hole ready. And so when he says that, because niggas don't say shit like this openly and funny, niggas don't do this because of homophobia. They don't do this kind of humor. But because he is this type of nigga to make everybody laugh, and the two girls are saying they not gonna give him no pussy, and he tells you better get that booty hole ready. And he know that him saying this out loud is gonna make everybody laugh. So he says it. I'm cracking up. The girls are cracking up. Everybody in the room is cracking up. Even the teacher is cracking up because it is just a comedy moment. So anyway, I'm giving you all these examples because in order to be this funny, you have to be witty, but they know that they are testing the waters. Exactly. Testing the waters with humor because eventually, if they say something that they internally secretly want to say, they can always play it off like, oh, I was just joking, my nigga. Stop playing. I'm just playing with you. And that's how they'll do. They'll catch you by yourself in the hallway or in this room or somewhere by yourself and say something like, you got that booty already? Now I done said it publicly and it's a joke, but now I done said it with you one-on-one. So you can either play along with it and say, yeah, it's ready for you, nigga. What's up? Let's do it. Or if you be like, ugh, that's nasty, they can say, I'm just joking with your faggot ass anyway. You see what I'm saying? They're usually very socially intelligent. They're usually witty and smart, and they know they can play around with you and take it there if they want to, if you let them. But they have a way to get out of it if you're not attracted to them. Like, say you're not attracted and you queer, and they send you the bait, and you like, nah. They be like, oh, I'm just playing with y'all anyway. I play like that all the time. Remember, I did it in the class. Blah 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 blah. In front of everybody. Everybody knew I was playing. Now you think it's serious, nigga? Get out of here, fag. That's how they would be. So it's about their intelligence and how they know how to maneuver. And so they don't have they just have a more keen sense of how to maneuver the world. And so they're really, really good at doing the down low thing. Eddie Murphy. It is why would he is that type of dude. He is perfect to be a perfect example of that theory. It was not a surprise for me to find out that somebody as a comedic genius like Eddie Murphy would not betray. It was not a surprise. That's duh. Him, Martin Lawrence, fucking look at Dave Chappelle. And now we know the LGBT shit. That don't mean they not problematic just because they down low. But even remember when he was talking about messing around with the trans girl, there's been multiple times that he have jokingly said, I got my dick sucked by the trans girl because her titties is titties, my nigga. They can play like that because they are comedians. That could be totally real because this is how they get down. They know they can play that game and shock you and they're gonna get a laugh out of it. So yeah, those are my three theories. That exclusively white girls. I ain't never met a nigga that date exclusive white girls that would not mess around with a trans woman or a butch queen. Sorry, never met one. If he date them exclusively. Now just messing around with them, no. That's not what I mean. Because I think, especially if you're a black dude, I think that's a rite of passage. To mess around with a white girl, I think that's a rite of passage as a boy growing up, as a young man growing up. Like, oh, let me mess around with a white girl. But to get to the point where you're dating them exclusively, I don't think that's normal. I think there has to be a abandonment of the natural order of things for you to do that. And big girls, it's about the desirability politics and you learning that you can have your own desires and stand in them without people knowing about it. Because most men who fetishizes big girls now, as adult men, we are now that we see them out in the world sharing their experiences. These adult men are sharing, oh, I like big girls exclusively. But when you're young, if you ask any dude that liked big girls, they had to hide it when they were younger. Got it? They had to hide it. They had to keep it a secret that they like big girls. They had to go see the big girls on the low and sneak over their house on the low and not tell people that they go together. And and he'd be laid up in her house being in love with her. Have you had the sleeve? Yes, I talked about it at the beginning of this live. They're used to the secrecy. Exactly. That's part of how to navigate that secret life is easy. Even with the white girls, sometimes they gotta, especially the ones that be dating them white girls that don't be looking like nothing. I think all three of it, the taboo of it, they live. Like eating pussy back then. If you heard a boy say he ate pussy and he was young, you knew he was trade. I don't know about that. Could be. I don't know, but that's something similar that they used to hide, but now that they don't. So I can see that panning out as well. But that's a good example of something that they used to hide, but now we have them talking about it openly. But niggas used to hide eating pussy. Niggas used to hide jacking off. So yes. Interesting. Those are my theories, darling. Those are my theories. And you can share them across platforms and test them out. All right, we're on the last 15 minutes. Yes. Not a college course of sexuality. For like the girls, I haven't got into it, but it's a couple of people on Black Ink crew that like the girls. He's not the only one. There's like a couple. I think it's like four or three that I know of for sure with proof. Um. Oh, do I want to talk about that? I'll wait. I'll wait for that. I'll wait for that. That's something I've been wanting to talk about for a very, very long time about Kevin Gates. That I'm not going to use this time to do it, but I'm going to talk about it. It is. I'll talk about it later, but definitely later, but not right now because it's too long of a conversation, and I don't want to be here that long. It is 11:50. I got something to watch. Um, for like dominant women. Um, yeah, Kevin Gates is fake. Everything about him is fake. Well, I don't say everything, but when it comes to sexuality, that man is fake, and that white girl exposing him is fake as well. And that is exactly what I want to talk about because I haven't talked about it yet. But I will. But because T.S. Madison brought it up on her interview with Jason Lee, um, I'm going to discuss that. Hmm. He said he like being treated like a dog. But liking pagan isn't the same thing as liking trans women. I know it's hard for people to understand that. We could talk about that for the last minutes. Do y'all understand that? Like you understand the difference between there can be some overlap, yes, where some dude like both, but a man can enjoy pegging and not enjoy trans women. Do y'all grasp that? Do y'all grasp that anal simulation doesn't mean you like penis on a man or you want some man to fuck you in the ass? Y'all get it? Like y'all gotta grasp it. Physical stimulation is not the same thing as liking a particular type of identity. It's like I need y'all to understand some of these things. Understand that there are some overlap, but there are some separation between the physical stimulation and the it's like a straight man. Just because I want my girlfriend to eat my ass doesn't mean I want a man to eat it or I want a man to put his dick in my butt. I just like the simulation of somebody's there literally that is a part of your body that is sensitive and sexually stimulated, an erogenous zone. And so a straight man wanting a woman to do those things doesn't mean that he want a man to do them. So, and that's a lot of things. Like, let me give you another example. So, another scenario, not example, but another scenario. If you take If somebody takes you, like let takes you, and put you in a room, pitch black, and some people start to come in the room, say you're just pitch black naked laying on a bed, and the experiment is to see if you get sexually aroused. But everything in the room is pitch black. You don't see who's doing what. They're just touching you on your body parts, caressing you, feeling you, sucking you, doing whatever to do to get you sexually aroused. That pitch black room, anybody could turn you on. Anybody could get your pussy wet. Anybody can get your dick hard. Because your brain is going to be making up what is happening, what they look like. It's going to be in your brain of what is happening. But as soon as you cut the lights on and it's somebody who is unattractive, then your brain says, your dick might go down or your pussy dry up or whatever that do. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's the mentality, it's the mental, the visual that will change what you think about a scenario. But your physical body feeling the feelings, anybody can give you that feeling. Anybody can touch your dick, make it get it wet, and make it nut. Anybody can do that. Because it's the physical, just the physical. And the connection between your mental and physical, that's going to be the visuals. That's going to be what what the culture taught you to be attracted to. What the beauty standards, the colorist beauty standards, the fat phobic beauty standard. All those things are going to determine what you mentally have the visual stimulus to be turned on by. But the physical stimulus can happen regardless of those things. If you cut the lights off, they won't know. You think some fine ass dude who love nothing but women, you put him in a room and some soft now if their hands are hard and manly, no. But if you got some soft handed person touching his balls and touching his dick, you think that dick not gonna get hard? Just based on the physical stimulation? Yes, it's gonna get hard. It is not until them lights cut on and he gets to see who is doing it that those biases are gonna come out. Oh, I don't like men. Even though you liked how that man that was just feeling on you, you liked how it felt. But now that you see that it's a man, you now it's gonna be a block. Now it's gonna be like, oh, this is so there's that line, okay? Then there's the where that line can be warped, okay? So you're a man and you like stereotypical feminine females, okay? Feminine women. But then you meet this butch queen who is soft, who has soft features, who has soft things, and you got to be in his presence all the time. And so even though you initially never thought about messing around with a quote unquote dude, I'm in this situation where I'm with this unusually beautiful boy, man, not boy, not a, we're not talking about a minor, but a boy that I usually like girls, but it's something about this boy that is feminine and girly. It's not translating like a nigga to me. It's not like some hard ankle nigga that I'm used to. He's soft. It's something about him that's soft. And while I never have felt this feeling prior to him, I'm in this space where I gotta engage with him, like say a classroom, where every week I gotta engage every day. I'm in a classroom with this soft, feminine, attractive, Ganymede like boy. I go home, he might invade my dreams. I might have a dream about him sucking my dick. I might I might have all these things that happens. And boom, the seed has been planted for me to play around with the idea. And bam, once it's in there and it's bouncing all up in here, it's only a matter of time where we're gonna have to, especially if the gay boy got any kind of finesse, any kind of game, any type of prowess to go after what he might want. All he got to do is press the button. You already done planted the seed already there. He just got to water it a little bit, and it's gonna happen. That's how fluid sexuality can be. You don't no, I never thought about doing it before, but boom, in this moment, I didn't think about it, but in this moment, I thought about it. You don't know how many times I have met dudes and hooked up with them, and they said I never really thought about it till I met you. I ain't never met a trans woman like you. And we ain't talking about somebody just saying it for fakeness, just for I'm trying to woo you. I'm talking about people who you know they ain't never met no trans woman like you, because ain't no trans women like you around here. I remember when I first been to Mississippi, it wasn't no trans women like me around there. Everybody was bricks. It wasn't even that many. It was only one, but it was the one that was there was a brick. But even her, just the fact that this is a new thing, somebody could be like, "Oh, this is new, interesting," and it could spark a seed for them to mess around. But definitely, if you look the part of something that they already like, if a dude has a fetish, or not even a fetish, if a dude type is a thick red bone girl, a thick red bone black girl, why wouldn't he like me? Why wouldn't he? Like, what would be his reason to not be attracted to me if I fit that standard? You get what I'm saying? I'm just a thick red bone light skinned girl, regular degular, blah 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 blah. I can put on a little makeup, I can put on a little hair, I can get beat, and he sees me at the club. Why wouldn't he be attracted to me? A cisgender heterosexual man. Why wouldn't he be? Now I'm talking about initial attraction. Now when I say I'm trans and you know they kind of that transphobic bias come in, absolutely. But take that out. I'm just at a club, sitting at the bar with my homegirls. I'm a thick girl. I'm red. I got all the things that he normally likes. I looks like all his ex-girlfriends. Why wouldn't he be attracted to me? Why wouldn't he be? There's no reason not to. I have a type. Me personally, my type is tall, thick or slim, dark skinned men. That is my type. If you that, more than likely I'm like, give it to me. That's usually my type. Tall, slim, dark skin, or thick. I like body too. So thick, not necessarily muscular, but you know, you can have a little gut, but chocolatey, ooh, all of that. So that's my type. And so if I meet somebody that looks exactly like that and they just so happen to have a pussy, you think I'm gonna be like, oh no. They got everything else got going on. They masculine, they hood, they giving that man energy, and they tell me, oh, I was assigned female at birth. You think I'm gonna be like, oh no, I'm not attracted to you. I could if I have some biases against trans people, but I'm not. If you got all the shit I like going on, we gonna give it a try, baby. Let's give it a try. You're going to be curious even if you're not sure you want to go all the way, right? You it's a curiosity that comes. You might say no at first, and then a month later, especially if you got to be in this person's vicinity all the time and you got to be around them and talking to them and engage with them, and you get to see how amazing they are as far as their personality. If they have a bad personality, that can ruin it. But what if they good? What if they like nice people and they cool people? They funny, they witty, they smart, they got amazing thing going on. as far as personality wise. Then it's even worse because damn, you look good and you got a personality and you smart and I like you as a person. Hmm. A month later, maybe we can try some things, not everything. Exactly. And that opens up the door, honey. Uh, Especially if the other person is ready and willing. I might let you give me some head. I mean, once you go that far, what's the next step? Once you go that far, what's the next step? Once I get it, oh, what when I was younger, when I was like a teen, once I could get you hard, once I knew I could get you hard, that's when I knew it was over. Like if I gotta, like if we engaging with each other and we flirting and it's going there to where I can tell you got a stiffy on me. Oh, I know I can do everything. I can do everything I want with you. And just like the boys I was talking about with the that was class clowns and blah 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 blah. If it's up, then it's stuck. Amen. Just like the class clowns, I was witty too. I knew that if I said something that planted that seed in your head, I don't need to water it. You go make it grow. I plant the seed, you go make it grow. And eventually, if you down, i- if you over time, you're gonna be down. Period. That's just how easy it is. And then think about yourself. Like if you are a queer person in here, think about what your type you especially if you're an older queer person, think about what your type used to be and how you have expanded that type over time. You might still like your type, but expanded your mindset about what you will and won't do and what you will play with, type of bodies you like that you won't play with. How did you get that expansive? What happened? What things happened to you that expanded what your taste of people was? Something happened. You met people that were sexy. You've met people who did not fit your type at all, but it was something about them that was sexy. There were some people, there's people that I've met that are not my type. Oh, I can show y'all somebody right now. This person, this is not anywhere near my, I don't want to say anywhere near, but this is not somebody that is usually my type. Usually when I see people like this, I'll be like, okay, hey girl, what's your tea? But this person, let me see if I can. All right, I found them. Let me go so I can send y'all the link. So mm, this person is nowhere near my type of person, but I am fully turned on by this person. This person really is like, oh my God, I love them. Here we go. I'm about to put this link. So their link. So they are a non-binary person. And I am totally, they are so cute to me. They're too young for me, so we would never be anything like that. But they are so cute to me. Like I could deal with this person on a sexual level and wouldn't be bad. But if you anybody who know me know that this person is not my type. This is not my type of person at all. But it's something about them that's like, ooh, they are so sickening to me. Yum. Um,
This right here is my favorite.
let me go to. Yes, I love them. They're so cute. There's somebody on Instagram. He a gay boy. His name is Greggy Bear.
About something very personal, making it seem like this universal concept. I understand.
I love him. I watch him. He boring as hell. But I watch him like he's my husband. Because I love him. His name is Greggy Bear. He got 236 followers. But every time he posts a video, I'm watching him. Because I love him. I love his personality. I love him. He is my fire and desire, but he has a partner, a gay partner, he's not my normal, usual type. But it's something about him that I love. It is something about him that just it's like, oh, I love him. But that's the thing. Even like cis, like let's say I'm trying to think of cis women. Um it's something it's so certain cis women like Tiana Taylor. Oh my god, do you know how I would love her for life? Tiana is so fucking sickening to me. Her and Iman, now Iman Shumpert is my classic type. So let that be clear. Iman Shumpert is my classic, been my type all my life. Didn't have to expand nothing. All my type. The type, the one, the type. But it was so ironic when somebody like a Tiana Taylor got with him. That is like that would be a perfect situation for me. Like I would love both of them. They are just beautiful. Um Tiana Taylor, who else? Issa Rae. I think Issa Rae is gorgeous. I could be with Issa Rae. Um, Not Diamond and the Butch Queens, but bumping pocketbooks, bumping pocketbooks, baby. Pocketbooks will be bumped. Yes, ma'am. Will be bumped, baby. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of other like cis women. It's tons of studs. Now y'all know I like me a masculine studs. Um, but these are the type of things. But I remember there used to be a stud that used to be at the club, like at Cabaret. Well, y'all know what Cabaret is, but Cabaret. And they used to flirt with me, and it used to give me so much anxiety. Like I would be running around the club hiding from them. But they were cute to me, but I didn't want to deal with those stud. Get out of here. When I was younger, girl, if you don't get out of here. But they were attractive to me. But it was something about them. I was like, no, leave me alone. Stop playing with me. Don Richards, Daryl Stevens. Yeah, I don't. None of them get my life, but Lil Murder. Well, Lil Murder is a typical trade type, so I guess I would deal with him. Who else? I'm gonna think of somebody else that is out of my typical. Mm. But yes, I feel like people don't. I wanted to go in this conversation because I feel like people don't understand that there is a physicality to arousal that is not that does not take you out. That doesn't mean you want to explore other identities of people. If you Greg is cute, he is. Um, it doesn't, and it's the same thing with trans women because I this is another controversial thing that I don't think it's controversial. I just think it's real. There are some butch queens. Let me tell you something, y'all. It is some butch queens that don't respect your identity as a woman. They really will always and forever think that you are just a souped up gay boy, and any boy that has you is gay secretly and don't want to accept it. They just want to deal with you because you got titties and look like a girl, but they really a gay boy. They just don't want to accept it. There's going to be butch queens that think like that for the rest of their lives. Period. That's just what it is. And any boy that will have you, they think will have them. That's just what it is. Period. And a part of them will never understand that there is a certain type of dude who, no matter how you conceptualize it, no matter how you try to make it a part of their mentality, they think of us as women. They don't think of you as a woman because you're not. Even when you put on a wig, they just don't think of it because they know it's not authentic. It's authentic to us. And I know that's hard for some of y'all to grasp. I know. I know it's very, very difficult. I know some cis women and some butch queens that are like, girl, y'all, they just don't want to accept it. Uh-huh. That's because y'all don't understand that there is a difference between me and you. There's a difference between a butch queen and a trans woman. And there are some men who get it, and there's some men who don't. Are there overlaps? Absolutely. Are there some men that are exactly how you describe? Yes. That it don't really matter. They'll mess with anybody. Yes. But there are also some men who it does matter. It does matter. And they'll be like, no, I think you're not the same thing. I know it's hard. I know it's hard this week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's hard for you to understand. But sexuality is a little bit more nuanced than that. It's a little bit more. Some people have a hard line. Some people have a, they're a little bit more fluid. Some people are a little bit more rigid. And that fluidity can get more stiff as people get older, or more fluid. Got it? Anyway, make sure y'all thumbs up. And I will talk to y'all next Friday because I don't have no traveling to do until next month. So I'll be doing my thing. So, all right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Bye bye.